Everyone, we have another opening today. This is the Forceful Foot Soldier opening. It's going to start the same way that we saw our last opening, which is the Foot Soldier Gambit. But this time, we're actually going to go ahead and take one of these scouts. I saw on Rage Conquest on his channel a few years back, he was recommending to use Stoicism here, but this leaves white 0 command points. And after Chastise, and I don't know, moves another scout up, maybe Foot Soldier up, and Scout up 6. All black has to do is capture and use Stoicism on the champion, and that will solve any of his problems. He doesn't have to worry about getting weakened by this scout, and the scout can't capture and use Stoicism because we just use Stoicism. So not particularly threatening if you're playing the white side of this. However, you can play this as black, but before we get into the black side, I think it's worth mentioning if you at least take and use Chastise, you're down fewer command points, as opposed to using Stoicism. So they could just Chastise and, do the same thing. However, well, yeah, let's look at that. So Chastise, Scout up, and capture with Stoicism. Here, at least, you have a tactic of like taking and using Stoicism on your scout just to get a champion weaken. But I think they might return the favor with Charge Battle Cry later. And in addition, instead of actually chastising this foot soldier, they could just go ahead and use Battle Cry on it. And I don't think that's particularly good for white in this situation. It was in the Foot Soldier Gambit because the champion had been advanced, and he gained even more momentum moving up to recapture. And there's a similar idea with the Foot Soldier Hunter opening, which we'll see in the next video, where black actually goes ahead and uses Battle Cry on the Foot Soldier, basically as soon as they can. So this basically looks like a Foot Soldier Hunter opening. However, it looks like white has less development. So this opening is not threatening on the white side, but again, you can play it as black. And to play it as black, it works best if your opponent has played Scout up 6, but if they play 3 Scouts up 4, it works all the same. And here we've reached the same position, but again in reverse. Now this was actually the wrong scout to move up. So in this case, taking and using Stoicism on your Foot Soldier is actually a good idea, because now white can't use Chastise, because you can use Chastise back on the champion. You can move a scout up, but basically on your next turn, you're going to get another scout for your Foot Soldier. So that's 2 scouts for the Foot Soldier, and that's pretty nice. So instead of moving this scout, and this is only against the black when black is playing this, you should move this scout or this Foot Soldier. Either one works just as well. Maybe the Foot Soldier is better because this scout's part of your wall. But basically, when you capture and use Stoicism, now the other side can move their champion up over here, and now use Chastise on your foot soldier. So yeah, now you do this same thing, and they capture, use Stoicism, and you know what's black to do here. However, I think I came up with a new line here. So up 2 spaces, and we're going to say they move this one up. Because if they move the foot soldier up, they do run the risk of foot soldier uses battle cry to capture the foot soldier, and that's even worse for black, or for white, I believe. Because you got not a scout but a foot soldier for that 75 command point command. So I think in this situation, takes and uses Chastise is better. So just flip the order of the commands. Normally you want Stoicism to be used first because it has the longer cooldown. But yeah, here white can't actually advance the champion and use Chastise because you have Stoicism to defend as black. So it's not much else to do, but just advance like a foot soldier and use Chastise on this foot soldier over here. So if you're black, you could just use Stoicism and get your 2 scouts and be happy that way. But I think a more interesting, more dynamic, a sharper line is scout up 6 spaces. So the idea behind scout up 6 spaces is that if white goes ahead to capture the foot soldier, they need to use Stoicism to avoid the scout using battle cry on the champion. So they use Stoicism. However, now you can capture the scout that they had moved up, and you can use Stoicism yourself. And you're going to be at 75 command points later in your next turn, and you can battle cry either a halberd or a champion if you're feeling up to it. Personally, I like taking the halberds. So white doesn't have much else to do but move a scout up 6 spaces. And I myself would try to take a halberd. But I guess battle cry on the champion, I don't know how I feel about that because you have 0 command points, and now you've pushed them up to 100 command points. So I don't know how much I dig that idea. But I usually like taking a halberd over here, and now you're pretty much at even command points once again. You might have to worry about this champion a little bit coming over to ruin your party. But I don't think that's going to be too much of a hassle. You can just push a scout up, and if he tries to advance, weaken him, and then you've got charge. You've got charge as black. So a few alternate lines that might transpire. If they actually decide not to take your foot soldier, they might instead choose to take the scout. Maybe they would take it with their foot soldier instead of the scout. But if they do that, you certainly have interesting options. So one of which would be something like foot soldier moves up, and now you can use Stoicism. And same thing, you're going to get a battle cry off. Maybe they get a weaken on your champion. Or maybe they take a halberd. I suppose this would be a lot a lot similar to the 4-3 charge deflection. So once I come out with that video, you can look at that and take some ideas. But I guess they can't really weaken your champion here, because I think the threat of Foot Soldier kills a halberd is actually more dangerous for white. Maybe it's not more dangerous. I don't know. There's, instead of taking that halberd, right here, black could actually take this scout and just use chastise, kind of like we saw before. And now white doesn't have anything to counter back with. There's always chastise, I guess. I don't know. I guess Foot Soldier Battle Cry is the halberd or the champion. You could actually get away with battle crying the champion here, because the Foot Soldier actually still lives, and he'll still be there for another turn. But you can make them use chastise by taking the halberd. Or they might take a halberd over here, set up their deflection, but to that, I might just do the same thing to them, play it like the 4-3 deflection opening. It's a very interesting game. The final alternate line they could do is actually back over here when we chose to take the scout, and instead of using stoicism, we use chastise. This does leave them the option of using battle cry to kill your Foot Soldier. And maybe that scout would have moved up 6 spaces instead. But details aren't too important right here. So yeah, black is still going to be ahead in command points, and he gets charge battle cry first. Who's better here is I guess anyone's guess. This still sort of reminds me of a Foot Soldier Hunter opening, but with the colors reversed, of course. So thank you all for watching, and join me in the next video with the Foot Soldier Hunter.